3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Of course, Ryan and I gave our, full long view recap of the Royal Rumble on Tuesday. You can check that out in the archives.
Super long view. It was like an hour and 20 minutes.
It was an hour and a half.
So long.
It was very long. But obviously, Matt, Tim, Mark, you guys weren't able to join us on Tuesday. So let's talk about the Royal Rumble. Does either of you guys, is there a match, moment, what have you? I know, Tim, you have another show that you went a little long form about. You can plug that. Maybe go ahead and plug that one. Give a couple of thoughts, and then we'll go to Matt and Mark.
Certainly. So if you guys didn't hear, Viewer's Choice is another podcast that I do apart from these lovely gentlemen. Drops on the Monday morning of every major pay-per-view. Our first formal episode was the Royal Rumble 2021, and by golly, this was a banger of bangers.
Good start.
With the exception of Sasha and Carmella, which was not very good, unfortunately. I think that this pay-per-view was great. They gave us exactly what we wanted, or at least didn't give us something we didn't want. It was all in all, it was fun all the way around. Kevin Owens is a bump god. Bianca Belair is the next in line. Edge is doing the D thing. Even the pre-show was actually really good. Actually watched the pre-show as well. But if this is the start of what 2021 has to offer, then we're in for a fantastic year of WWE pay-per-views.
I agree. Matt, your thoughts on the show?
Yeah, I thought from start to finish, it was a good one. I will say, it's tough to have a match that be good if Carmella's in it, but Sasha did her damnedest. So we'll just leave that as that. Tip of the cap to Alicia Fox being on the 24/7 title list. Do love me some Alicia.
What's your favorite match?
My favorite match was with Melina and Alicia Fox.
Who?
The Owens Reigns match was fantastic. Loved every single thing about that match, even including the ref just randomly stopping his count in the middle of it then to restart, all part of the quirky fun of wrestling. And then, I'm satisfied with both finishes. Edge wouldn't have been my first choice, but I liked the swerve. I liked the way that one turned out. Really glad that we didn't see a Goldberg title win, because my God, when he hit that first spear and then the jackhammer, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Second worst jackhammer of all time.
Yeesh, that was bad. I mean, we said we didn't think he could get Drew McIntyre up, and I mean, kudos to him. He sure tried. But
well, he made, especially after making the long run in from center field, spearing a guy through the barricade. I mean, he put in a good 3.5 minutes of work before he tried lifting a man. So you gotta. Yeah,
it was something. But I like the storylines. I like where we're going here with both Rumble winners. More on that later, obviously. But yeah, good show. I'll give it an A-, since I know Jim already has like 7 pluses behind his grade, I assume.
What an asshole.
I think we actually start off with like a S. Like it's a tier above A.
It's like super A plus.
Superior. Like, this is like I have a 100 in the class and the teacher provided extra credit. So I'm going to get 25 extra points of credit. So I ended the show at 125 of 100 points and therefore I win. You mentioned
like you guys
that
are
Sasha
in my
tried
head.
her best. Was that on the catch too?
You do what you can.
Yeah, which is nothing. Okay, go ahead. Nice.
Oof. I should have you know my grade for this show was also an A minus.
Oh, look at you guys.
I should have you know.
Then Matt, would you like to
Would you like to reassess that?
Give me another minus. Like it's like a 90.0001. Like just barely gets on that A minus cusp.
Intern Mark, your thoughts on the 2021 Royal Rumble?
Well, boys, I enjoyed it a lot. The Goldberg match I could have done without, but it was okay for a Goldberg match. And Sasha and Carmella wasn't my favorite match, but it was okay. And I'm glad Carmella was not seriously injured with that dive outside the ring. I watched the pre-show too. That wasn't so bad. And the Women's Royal Rumble was great. I really enjoyed that. It was nice to see Jillian Hall come back. And the Men's Royal Rumble was really good. It was great to see Christian back in the ring. I never thought we'd see that again. And, of course, Carlito was there. And then you had Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. A fantastic match. So, overall, I'm going to give it a solid A. And I'm sorry if that upsets anyone.
No, by all means. Lavish
upset anyone.
Lavish praise on WWE. You're not going to get stopped in this house. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said on Tuesday, the SmackDown Women's Championship was there. I think it when you look at it, you had the WWE Championship, you had the Universal title. You had the Raw Women's Champion was part of the, the pre-show match with the women's tag team titles. Like I think, it would not have been a great look to not have your SmackDown Women's Championship defended on the show. So it was there. I don't think the result was ever in doubt. So like, what was your guys' fear level? Now, Matt, you already said in that opening match when it was like double spear and jackhammer, and he makes the cover. Like, I was just like, I think I actually said because my wife was getting ready for bed or she was in the kitchen and I'm like, there's no fucking way they're doing this before they hit the 3 count or before Drew kicked out, because I was terrified that was actually gonna happen. Like, were you guys scared as well?
I did. I was absolutely afraid. I thought they were going to pull the trigger.
And like for me, I went into it predicting I just was like Goldberg's going to win. So and I was still scared. I was scared that for once I was going to be right. Cuz like on my scorecard out of 221 possible points, I had 73. So like,
not good at those scorecards.
Dana thinks it's hilarious. Like
Have you ever broken triple digits on a scorecard?
I think I did the one year for like WrestleMania, but like obviously WrestleMania is
like out of 400.
Right.
Points.
Like, no, I think the one year was like out of like 500. So I was still like, at like a 20%. Let's see here. Yeah. Scotty says, poor Charlie on the pre-show with Rosenberg, JBL, King, and Booker. Yeah, I mean, JBL and King, definitely. Devin gave the show an A. Scotty gives it an 89. Like he said last week, he said he would have laughed if Goldberg would have won. And see, that's why bad things happen, Scotty, because there's people that will laugh when WWE does bad things.
Did anyone check in on the New Age Insiders?
I haven't. I did see them tweet a few times. So I think they're okay. I think they were happy with the Royal Rumble match results.
How'd they feel about Moldberg?
I didn't see any specific tweets about that, so I'm not.
I don't think they tweeted about that.
That's the real reason they watched the show and they didn't say anything. That's crazy.
You hate to see it.
But obviously, women's Royal Rumble match. Bianca Belair gets the win, goes almost wire to wire. Like both Rumble matches, we saw the winners, one go wire to wire, one go number 3 through the end. But I really liked the way they did both Rumbles. I thought the women's was a little bit better. I mean, the men's, even though it's hard to or hard not to, but like compare it to last year's. Like last year's to me was just an all-time men's Royal Rumble match. So, but I am so happy, and I think we had all predicted it that Bianca Belair is your Royal Rumble winner, because it's like, for as good as WWE has done with the women's division, and I mean, hell, it carried the majority of 2020, especially once the crowds went away. I mean, the women's on both brands were the shining stars. But like, I think the women's title picture, needs kind of, not, I don't know if reinvigorate is the right word, but it needs a fresh face. It needs something new. It needs something fresh. And like, the way they've been building up Bianca Belair to this moment has just been fantastic.
We mentioned it on Viewer's Choice, but Bianca Belair is the first black winner of the Royal Rumble since The Rock in 2000.
Wow.
And she is the second all time.
Jeez.
So it's historical for many reasons. First solo African American to win the Royal Rumble. Not again, she sets another record in the Royal Rumble, this time lasting the longest, at like 53 minutes and some change. But also, this is the first time WWE has really like pushed a like, and this is not a slight towards Sasha at all, but like, Sasha is, when I see Sasha, I don't immediately think black. I think there's a mix there, and like Bianca is unapologetically like in herself black, and it's not not something that's to some super marketable, and WWE is leaning into it.
Mm-hmm.
And going with it, and there's some praise to be said there. Like, they're letting her be her. And when we talk out of one side of our mouth with Bianca, the other side of our mouth has to go with the return of Naomi and how well she shined during the Rumble. Even the spots in which Bianca and Bianca and Naomi were together, doing the get back in the ring spot, and them acknowledging, hey, we need to work together.
Mm-hmm.
And they realized it was bigger than that moment. It was for the rest. So kudos to that all the way.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
looked like Naomi was really glowing more than shining, though, Tim.
I see what you did there. Be
You're-
thankful the Sea Stars weren't in the Rumble.
Oh no.
Oh,
I don't think we have time for Mark to go down the Sea Stars.
we're running late. I better not.
But anybody else? Any other thoughts on Bianca Belair's win?
To Tim's point, 47 minutes for Naomi is the second longest in the Rumble. So it goes 1-2 to Belair and Naomi. So the only thing that would have made it better is Brie Bella.
Don't make me mute you again.
If you think about it, last year when Edge returned at the Royal Rumble, And last year was Bianca Belair's first Royal Rumble, and both of them won this year. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
In a
I
good
mean,
way.
it's kind of full circle moments for both of them in very different ways, which is great. Yes, Ryan.
Who saw Billy Kay standing out more than Peyton Royce? Is that a surprise to anybody else?
No. If you've been watching SmackDown at all, then it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Because this has kind of been like the Billy Kay story of, the last few weeks, with her on SmackDown, and it was hilarious. I loved it. I absolutely loved what she did and the way she, every single entrant headshot. She's a star.
It's definitely going to go down, in at least for me, as one of the most memorable Rumble stretches for a participant. To me, it's up there when CM Punk was like third in the Rumble and was eliminating people left and right, and then was cutting promos until the next guy came down when he was a part of the new Nexus. It is right up there with that type of level of entertainment that goes a step above the Rumble. Like it was more than just the Royal Rumble at that point. It was really a coming out show for Billy Kay.
I was scared for Billy Kay. When Shotzi came out in her tank, I thought Billy was going to take a shot in the face with that big cannon.
Yeah, I mean it was scary.
Thing it flies out of there.
It does. A giant Nerf rocket.
Have
any of you ever been hit with like a Nerf rocket or like a Nerf pellet?
Yeah,
that thing's like
it hums.
Loaded.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy at my work that has, I mean, Nerf rockets, Nerf machine guns. I mean, he's got like a full fleet of artillery that
I hope they're registered.
That he I won't divulge his name so he can't get in trouble. But I mean, we've had like Nerf battles at work, and I mean, you can like his stuff sounds like a jet engine taking off. Like he's definitely like modified him. So you'll just be sitting in a room and you'll hear like, and then you just know to duck because them things just fire off. So yeah, I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun. Looking at like the last man standing match, and Scotty, I'll get to your question about Carlito. Obviously when we talk about the men's Rumble, but yeah, as far as last man standing matches go, just this is probably like the best, at least that I can remember. These two guys absolutely killed it. Kevin Owens, and it's something I stumbled into on Tuesday that we'll talk about after we talk about the Rumble and the question of the week. But like, even the stuff with Heyman and his fat fingers trying to unlock Roman, like I'm not gonna let that take away from the match. Like, could Owens have come in and kicked Reigns to break the count or something? Sure, but like, it was a very small blip on what was a pretty damn good match.
Yeah, I don't think KO should be penalized for finding the best hiding spot ever in the game of hide and seek that was that last man standing. Like, and how many of us fat dudes?
Yeah, we've been there.
Feel for Paul Heyman in a suit on the ground with his little short, stubby, fat sausage fingers and that little key underneath some great. Like, come on, like. Nobody and then in the big nobody shopping at DXL has got anything to do with trying to free anyone from any sort of handcuffs in that position.
Well, and two, in that moment, we've all been like when it starts to not go perfectly, there's that degree of like panic that sets in of like, I got to do this now, and just then it makes it even worse.
The only other time I can remember this on WWE television was remember when Mark Henry was trying to pull the cage door off of the steel cage
yeah.
on SmackDown to get in there. He's like, I'm so strong, I can rip this door off. And then he is literally standing there for like 90 seconds, which doesn't sound like a long time.
That's a long time.
But when you're just standing there like,
yeah, no, like when something's supposed to happen now, 90 seconds is an eternity.
Yes.
On any sort of like a live production, a TV production. Yeah, that's a long time. That is a long time.
The start of this podcast.
Oh my God. I felt like the start of this podcast was 30 minutes.
Yeah, and it was about 3.
Dead air is the worst. Dead space is the worst.
tough.
It's garbage.
It's
the worst.
it's no good. And when there's things out of our control. So
I mean, the only thing we had said, Jim, I think you and I had talked about this, is really the only thing that could have happened is Kevin Owens could have just came and placed a kick on Reigns, restarting the referee count. And then that would just be the reason to have to restart the count. Other than that, the match I thought was flawless. I love the way they incorporated the environment. It's on my match of the year list. It's the first entry I have there. I thought it was fantastic.
All right.
Good. I'm fine.
Is that a sausage in your throat?
It's not. No, it's just an air bubble. I don't know what that was.
Any other thoughts for Last Man Standing? Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Then we look at the men's Royal Rumble. Obviously, we start out Edge and Randy Orton. The injury gimmick to Orton. Edge goes the full length, and ends up as your winner. He goes on to WrestleMania. Now, Scotty says here, he goes, why were people so happy that Carlito is back? He does nothing for him. Well, I mean, for the same reason that there's some people that were happy that Goldberg had a title shot, and it wasn't for us. I mean, everybody likes
Carlito looks jacked, man.
Sure does.
Better shape than when he was last in the WWE.
Yeah, by a long shot. And I mean, he was even in better shape from his WWE run when we saw him in Lancaster, and he's even in better shape now. So, I mean, I think I missed a decent portion of Carlito's original run. Like, I think that was like during my not watching wrestling time. But like,
wasn't he originally Caribbean Cool Carlito or something like that?
Carlito Caribbean Cool.
Yeah. Which is where like the music, the start of his music came from, right? Because he would spit the apple. So, yeah, I mean it.
Wait, he was the one that spit apples? I didn't remember that was him.
That was him. Yeah, that was him.
Huh.
You know, like at the beginning of the song, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
I wish we had a fun story about people getting spit on.
It's too bad we don't.
Or having to, or with apple. I don't know what it was. Apple cobbler, maybe.
Either way, I know that I as soon as I saw him, I immediately thought of the joke of the millennium where, Carlitos switched from apples to juice.
What?
Boo.
Oh my God, it's a steroid joke. Leave me the laugh alone.
Oh, got
I'm
it.
sorry, you
sorry, I'm dumb.
Cro-Magnon brains don't get it.
No, we got it. It was
I'm
a
an
bad
idiot.
joke.
It's a great joke.
No,
Bad
that's
joke.
a good.
Carlito looks like he ate both Epico and Primo, and you mean to tell me that
No.
him switching to juice is a bad?
Yeah, no,
bad joke.
that's a good
Wow.
joke, Tim. It's just that I'm an idiot. So
It's not a good joke, Jim.
it is. That's a funny joke. That's a funny joke.
Not a-
It's a fine
It
joke.
was just
It's a
trying to.
fine joke.
He
Thank
was
you.
on Glow and he was jacked in Glow. It's not a good joke.
So he's just been on juice longer.
Right.
Tim's just trying to get to the core of the Apple jokes here, guys.
Oh my
Thank
god.
Jesus.
Now
Wow.
look, but this is on you, Tim.
I appreciate it. Don't be mad because you didn't get to say Shane McMahon today.
It's been a month, by the way.
Yeah, good.
1 month.
Ryan, you did say it on Tuesday.
I did.
You did say it on Tuesday.
I did. I snuck it right in.
There's no reason to talk about him.
It
Slid
was.
it in.
No.
He produced the women's Rumble match.
With like 7 other people.
So he was part of it.
Okay.
There's 30
And I think it
participants.
was the men's match, actually. And Jason Jordan was the other one. There was like 3 people, Tim. 3.
If you read it, it names 3 people and then it has a nice 2-word phrase and others.
Then don't put a number 7 on it because you don't know it was 7. We're journalists here.
Are we?
Oh, we're doing a journalism now?
11. It was 11. That's what it was. All right.
11.
Why do you have an 11 sound clip?
Yeah, really?
I had that. I was using it on Huddle Up for a few times. So it's the same board.
There's no need to cross brands here, Jim. Keep that shit on Tuesday.
Nah, man, there's plenty of reason. There's plenty of reason to cross-pollinate the Big Jim podcasting network.
Exactly.
No, that's totally fine, but keep your sound clips.
The big podcast. Shut the
up. But no, I'm super happy Edge won. Tim, I'm sure you're elated. Like we were with you last year when you were a tearful, crying mess when Edge returned. I'm sure you were similar this year when Christian returned.
Christian shocked me. Like, so I'll be honest. I adrenaline dumped after Bianca won. I had never been more excited for a Royal Rumble victory in my life than for Bianca to win. But I was watching the Rumble and Christian comes out and I'm like, oh, okay. Wait, it's Christian? And I saw Edge look up at Christian and that's when I immediately lost it. I was done for. And then Rey Mysterio had to jump off and put his entire butt in Christian's face and almost concuss the man again. And y'all need to quit laughing at the phrase adrenaline dump.
No,
it's an
no,
actual phrase.
That's not what we were laughing
What did
at.
I say? What did I say?
You said that it shocked you,
Yeah.
and Ryan gave a hand gesture.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Subtly just.
Yeah, no, it just.
I just laughed at Jim laughing.
Yeah, I don't know. It just.
Y'all are nasty people.
And when Matt gets to chuckling, that's usually the icing on the cake for me.
That is.
Y'all are disgusting individuals.
Yeah, we are.
Wait, did you said the tears came for Damian Priest or for Christian?
All right. We're gonna do this now.
Yeah, let's do this now. Let's do this now.
Okay. All right. I need the floor.
Go ahead.
I've hated every second of Damian Priest in my entire life. Period. End of story.
Is it because he's better at being what Baron Corbin was supposed to be?
No, because he's not Baron Corbin.
Right, he's better.
Thank God.
No, he's not better. He's different. I know that it's really easy to see 2 people who look alike, kinda, and think they're the same person. That's why Test never got a push because he looked too much like Triple H.
Well,
But
Damien
Test
didn't have
deserved a push.
the receding
The
hairline like Baron did. So probably why he got.
Yeah, Damian Priest also didn't have to wear a helmet for a lot of time to pull that hair. But I hate Damian Priest. Hated him. Couldn't stand anything he did in NXT. It was completely unbelievable seeing him in NXT. Him doing his little spinny kicky stuff on little 4'7" Johnny Gargano and little 4'9" Leon Ruff and whatever. But when I tell you, when Damian Priest got into the Royal Rumble, he fits.
It's a new day.
I'm here for Damian Priest in the WWE.
He's a WWE superstar. He's
Yes.
not an NXT wrestler.
and they tried, but he tried.
He tried.
He did all his stuff, and like he needed to be a big guy in NXT, and he wasn't. He was tall man.
But
Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do my spinny stuff. But now seeing him in the Rumble and him working with all the dudes in the Big Show, oh man, him and Kane.
Different Big Show.
Oh, him and Kane. Give me some more of that.
Right? I mean, I didn't necessarily need Kane, but at least it was more appropriate that he was in gimmick this time.
Right. So from here on out, the jury it's not completely closed on Damian Priest, but I'm definitely more positive than negative, which means all of my hatred now must shift from Damian Priest
Poor Karrion Kross.
to someone else. And it is going to Mr. I don't know what weight division I'm in, Karrion Kross.
Right.
Poor guy.
How this guy single-handedly in one show challenged the Cruiserweight champion and the future NXT champion in a 15-minute time frame. Who are you, Karrion Kross?
Like he's
TikTok man, clock man. I don't want to hear it.
like
Clickety-clock.
he's billed at 265.
I
He's
mean,
going to cut weight.
Is anyone a Karrion Kross fan anyway?
I think there's a couple of people. I think.
I meant on this show.
Who here? Who by show of hands? Who's here for Karrion Kross without Scarlett?
Oh,
Without
out. I'm out.
Stan
I'm out.
Scarlett.
I'm out.
Okay. All right.
He's the new Bob Roode. He has a cool entrance. That's all it is.
I can't.
Bobby!
Did you guys see drunk Randy Orton trying to pick a fight with Karrion Kross?
Yes.
Man, Randy Orton got drunk on Monday.
Yeah, he did.
And it started going off. And he challenged Karrion Kross. He's like, get Karrion Kross's big ass up here. I want to fight him. Randy, you need to calm down. Are you fragile still? Like, Karrion Kross is a little hurty.
Yeah. I would. But yeah. I don't understand how Karrion Kross is a cruiserweight. That doesn't connect with me.
Everyone in wrestling is either 5'10" or nearly 7 feet tall, and everybody in wrestling is either under 205 pounds, or they're 215, or they're 260.
Yeah. But
like there's no in betweens.
And he
265. That's what he's built at.
That's what he's built at. 265.
Woof.
Yeah,
That's what Damian Priest is built at too. Exactly 265.
I mean, Damian Priest has like 7 inches on Karrion Kross.
But he's tall, right? Yeah.
Because Karrion Kross was definitely like almost eye to eye with Santos Escobar.
Yeah, which like I mean, don't like.
He liked one of your tweets, Jim.
Yeah, like I think I said something about Santos Escobar.
Oh, nice. I don't mind Escobar.
Yeah, no, I think like what they're doing with him in the cruiserweight title. I thought the cruiserweight title match last night was really, really good.
Fight. I'm trying to remember who.
Christ, I forget. I remembered one thing today. I'm not good for a second one.
Who did he wrestle?
What do you remember today? I thought the shrimp thing was yesterday.
No, that was definitely today. Don't confuse me, Matt. Come on now. Let me have this.
Kurt Stallion?
That's the one.
Was Stallion.
That's the one, yeah. But like
that's Riddle's boy.
But yeah, like with the stare down, I was like, I mean, it made Escobar look great, but I'm like, yeah, Kross doesn't look that like big or intimidating in that moment. So but obviously we'll see where they go with it.
I feel like Karrion Kross has a lot of camera work, a lot of up angles, like starting at like his knees and his waist. This whole entrance is geared around looking up at Karrion Kross.
Well, and it's like, you know, it's
I'm mad.
Dramatic lighting and strobe lights, right. And so like,
I mean, I think we shit on him enough, but yes, it's an up thing.
Yes.
Is Charlie still here? Is he stopped listening now?
I think he's
the only Karrion Kross fan I know.
I think he just destroyed his iPhone or something. Whatever he was watching.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did anybody notice that Keith Lee was not in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, Mia Yim tested positive for COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be the winner from what I read until that happened.
I didn't even so okay, let me tell you where my brain went the last 45 seconds. We were talking about how not big Karrion Kross was and a lot of up angles, and then it made me think of another big dude who's not really a big dude in Keith Lee. He's thick man, but he's not big man. And then I was like,
real big dude.
where's Keith Lee? Why wasn't Keith Lee in the Royal Rumble? And then I remembered that Skeezer, Mia Yim tested positive, and they're bootsing. With all love and respect. It's comedy here. Mia Yim is a fantastic wrestler. She's, reckoning that Skeezer Reckoning came down with COVID, and she gave it to Mia Yim, who then might have given it to Keith Lee.
Right. Yeah, which he could. I mean, either way he has to quarantine. So
man, that's stupid.
But yeah, because I saw a lot of people like on Sunday, and I don't think a lot of people, because obviously the WWE is not, with the exception of Drew McIntyre, the WWE hasn't been like, here's our COVID positive list, here's our COVID quarantine list. They can make a PSA out of the WWE champion, wear your mask and all of that. But
it's real.
Yeah, right. Be a warrior and fight this. I know Tim loves the warrior, but so I think she had tweeted out that she had tested positive, and I don't think a lot of people realized it, because I saw a lot of people on Sunday, where was Keith Lee? Why didn't they even put Lee in the Rumble? And I responded to a few people, and I just said I think he has to quarantine because Mia Yim tested positive. They're like, oh, I didn't even know. So, that unfortunately, I guess that kind of went fairly silently. And so there was probably a lot of confused people, which, in that, I don't know, maybe they should have said, Keith Lee suffered an injury, or they could have played something up as to why he wasn't there, so that you didn't kind of leave your audience guessing. But, like I said, I gave this one,
was Keith Lee ever announced for the Rumble though? Like, if he wasn't officially announced for the Rumble, you don't have to make that.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I don't think
you don't have to make it.
True, but I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I didn't look at the list of people that had previously been confirmed, so I don't know if he was ever one of them.
We talked about it on the show Thursday before the Rumble.
Tim, that was a whole week ago.
And when did Kofi become ineligible?
Kofi's been hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt for a while.
He's been hurt. Okay, he just wasn't cleared yet.
He broke his jaw.
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah. And he's been out because, for a while, Xavier's been battling Retribution alone. This is the first time we've seen Kofi in a month, a little over a month, I think, which was cool.
By the way, that gear.
Oh, the Brody Lee gear.
Good God.
Awesome.
On point.
On
point.
And different versions of Brody Lee, Luke Harper, including Mr. Brody Lee. I don't know. I don't remember who had which version on their gear, but one of them was Dark Order, Mr. Brody Lee.
I think it was on the back of Xavier's vest.
So that was cool, and they had the backstage thing that they were able to recognize that. I thought was really cool as well. But yeah, and then I think I saw Big E tweet on either Sunday night or Monday that they are auctioning. They're going to be auctioning the gear off and giving it to, Feeding Rochester or something. It was something in Rochester, which is where Brody Lee was from, and it was a charity that he loved supporting. Food Bank. So, that was super cool. So let's go around. We'll get to our question of the week in a second, but let's grade the show. Matt, you said A-. I gave it an A- on Tuesday. Ryan, do you remember what you gave it?
It also was an A-.
Was it an A-? Tim?
I'm going to go with A-.
Okay. Mark? You said solid A, I think.
Yeah, I got to give it a solid A. I'm going to be different.
Awesome.
I'm not going to give it a minus. But,
Jim, we brought this up Tuesday. What could have been different that would have elevated it to an A+ show? in your mind? Is it an entrance that didn't happen? Is it a match result where Carmella should have went over? Like what
Carmella should have went over.
If Carmella's not in that match and Sasha has a better opponent,
that would have done it for you?
I mean, I think that there's wrestlers on the roster that can get more out of Sasha than Carmella. So that probably would have made it better because that, I mean, it was clearly the worst match of the night.
Yeah.
I do like the back and forth with the sommelier, but that's about it. Like beyond that, I didn't really care about the storyline. I had zero doubt that Sasha was winning because you're not going to set up a title at WrestleMania with fucking Carmella. Like, no offense to Carmella, but my God, she's awful.
Wow. How do you really feel, Matt?
Jim, you had said if Cameron came back in the Rumble, right?
That's not what I said. That is certainly not what I said. I don't remember what I said, but I know I didn't say
Matt
it.
and I are very similar, except we are on two different sides of the same conversation. I feel if Sasha doesn't want to work, she doesn't work. And if she doesn't want to work with Carmella, Sasha only has good matches with the horsewomen.
Ooh.
It's Becky, it's Bailey, it's Charlotte, and other than that, Bailey doesn't show up. I can't wait to see what she does with Bianca.
I think she'll be fine. I think she's had good matches too with Naomi. Like I feel like there just has to be
someone who she's cool with and she's been in a stable with.
Not necessarily cool with, but like that's at least on her level. Like I don't want to keep shitting on Carmella, but I don't think it's there. Like I think that there's plenty of other people on the roster that can work enough that Sasha would at least give a shit. Because I do agree, she clearly just did not care at all about that feud. But I mean, I feel like she had a better match against the Sommelier than she did against any with Carmella. Like that match, I thought was.
She did. That match was better.
Yeah.
I think it's just more so like she does absolutely show if she's not into something, and that's a huge flaw on Sasha. But I think that's something that like you need to address and not like even like put her in with someone that can still work. Like I mean, Natty would be fine. I know I make my jokes, but she can still at least do enough in the ring and is enough of a game. I think Sasha gets up for that.
I don't know if she does. I've seen enough of Sasha to know, like, or I've seen enough to see that, like, she just doesn't really put much energy and effort into things that aren't with people. She like her stuff with Alexa Bliss really wasn't all that great.
But she had a really good feud with Asuka too, and very
because that's a person. That's like a person on her dream match list. She loves Japanese stuff.
We're still adding people to the list, is my point. Like there are people on this roster that you can get something out of Sasha with.
Okay, well,
everyone else haven't gone the route that like she does 4 moves and that's it. What is it like? Kick, Meteora, bank statement.
Does she do the knees in the corner anymore?
Yeah,
and that's number 4.
The frog splash.
I mean, how many people have like a shitload of moves in their arsenal?
Karrion Kross.
John Cena had the 5 moves.
Yeah, Cena had 5. He added a 6th one, I think, around like WrestleMania.
Throwing the stairs.
That's what it
was his 6.
He had a schoolboy towards the end.
So 7. He went up to 7 by the last time we saw him wrestle. That, I mean, to add him that late in your career is impressive. But yeah, let's kind of close the book on the Royal Rumble. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?